Greetings and welcome to the Introduction to Astronomy. In this week's discussion of Muslim astronomy, as we continue that, we are going to talk about the astronomer al-Farabi and look at his contributions to astronomy. Now, al-Farabi lived from about 870 to 950 and did work on astronomy, philosophy, and music in Baghdad, which would be in modern-day Iraq. Now, he worked on a number of different things. I'm going to look mostly at astronomy, but what we really want to think about is he was really also known as a philosopher and is often considered the second teacher after Aristotle in terms of philosophy. So that is his influence on philosophy is very strong, that he had enough influence to be called the second teacher. And Aristotle being 1,000 years before this, that is quite an accomplishment. Now, in terms of astronomy, he was very prominent using the geocentric model, as were all astronomers at this time. There are very few references to anything other than a geocentric model going back this far. There's a few references in ancient Greece to other types of models, perhaps a sun-centered model, but really that did not take off until the time of the Renaissance. So he used a geocentric model following Ptolemy, who had developed and put that all together in his great work known as the Almagest. Now, al-Farabi also wrote a commentary on the Almagest, suggesting various refinements of the models to try to make it better. Now, what you have to remember is that observations were getting better and better over time. And this is now, we're talking 700-800 years after Ptolemy made his models. Observations had gotten better, and calculations, mathematics had gotten better. So we were able to do more, and therefore the models had to be refined so that the observations we made were fitting with the models that we had. So we had to refine those models to make them work better, because the whole idea was to be able to predict the positions of planets. He also explained the heavens in terms of a uniform circular motion, again following Aristotle in that work. Now we can see one of his works written here. One of the other things he is known for is his work on astrology. Now we will see that with a lot of various astronomers as we look at different astronomers, that early on people like Ptolemy were very prominent in astrology and astronomy. Al-Farabi is one of the first ones we hear about who rejected astrology and considered it to be unscientific. So that is a big start towards this, something that really wouldn't finish until around the 1700s, because even in the 15 and 1600s, there were a lot of astronomers who were also astrologers, and that may have been their main job, was to cast horoscopes. And here we're getting one of those earliest times where astrology is being rejected as a science. So let's go ahead and finish up here with our summary. And what we've talked about is, first of all, al-Farabi lived from around 870 to 950. He's often considered the second teacher of philosophy after Aristotle. And in addition to his work on astronomy, he is one of the first we hear about who rejected astrology as being unscientific. So that concludes this discussion on the astronomer al-Farabi. We'll be back again next week to talk about another astronomer of the Muslim world. So until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.